Thank you for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm your State Representative, Norm Johnson. It's an honor to be back representing you at the state capitol. The legislative session began January 9th, and this year it is scheduled for 60 days. Our greatest challenge will be to close a budget shortfall of $1.5 billion. I will speak more to this issue in future updates on this program. But today I'd like to talk about a bill I've introduced that is important to our local fruit growers. As you recall, many of our local orchardists had difficulty last fall finding enough workers to pick apples. In fact, the governor incorporated the help from the Department of Corrections to put inmates to work in the orchards picking apples. I don't have to tell you how important it is to get this crop harvested. In fact, agriculture as a whole contributed $7.9 billion to Washington's economy last year. There are many reasons for these labor shortages that I won't get into here, but I think this crisis really brought to light the need for labor reform legislation. Several days ago, I introduced House Bill 2408. This measure would authorize the State Board of Education to grant school districts waivers so they can adjust their schedules and provide working-age students the opportunity to be employed during harvest seasons. I think it's important to point out that school districts now have the ability to adjust their calendars, and this legislation reiterates that point. The bill also specifies that nothing precludes school districts, community and technical colleges, and four-year universities from adopting a flexible calendar that would allow for breaks during seasonal harvest periods. You know, when I was a kid, it happened quite often that the Natchez and Highland school districts would close for a week or so during the harvest, and after the harvest they would pick back up their schedule. This would still maintain the 180-day school year requirement, but it would provide flexibility so that young people in high school and college could be employed and help during the harvest. And these labor shortages not only affect orchardists, they also involve the harvesting of berries, reforestation of public lands, all of which require hand labor. In addition, the measure I'm proposing would direct the Employment Security Department to include refugee and asylum seekers for screening and referral to farm-related jobs. The seasonal harvest is very important to Washington's economy, as we just can't ignore this labor shortage problem and hope it goes away. That's why I believe this legislation will open new opportunities to both farm employers and new workers, and it will avert the labor shortages that have threatened seasonal harvests. The measure has been referred to the House Agricultural and Natural Resources Committee. During the weeks ahead, as the legislature makes decisions affecting each of our lives, your input will be very important. Please call, write, or email my office with your comments and suggestions. You'll see my contact information on your screen. I appreciate hearing from you. Thank you again for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm your State Representative, Norm Johnson.